What's going on, guys? It's Paul's back for the next part of this series, and in this part I'm going to continue making the map. Now, I've got myself a couple of pieces of grass here that I can use. These are some things that I made quite a long time ago, but the material is actually kind of okay on them. It's got nice subsurface on them, and they cast good shadows and whatnot, and they hold up okay in a giant form. Now, you know, okay, right here, but I need a lot of this stuff, so I cannot go crazy on the poly count. And I want to use foliage where I can. Now, for the most part, these are roughly 7. You know, this one's a little bit bigger in general, but I'm going to paint these out as foliage. Now, what I need to do is now actually determine, okay, the way that the map works. So what's going to happen is the ants are going to actually spawn off the blanket and are going to walk to the blanket, right? So what I need to do is give them a way to do that they can transition from, right? Again, I'm not letting the player leave. I'm probably going to block the player in like around here. I'm probably not going to let you get that far away from stuff, but I may let you go to the grass edge. The thing is I gotta be careful how far I let you go out here, because like I said, any illusions that I'm trying to pull off here could get ruined if I let you get too close. So maybe I lock you out like in an area or something. I don't know. Put markers or something. The no-fly zone or some shit like that. I don't know what it's going to be, but I do know that I need a surface out here to put some landscape stuff shit on, you know, the foliage. So the question is do I want to use another landscape which I can mold to help maybe better match the transition, or do I want to just use a BSP block, like a cube, not BSP but just a cube with a flat ground? The flat ground probably be the easiest thing to start with, I'd say. So let's doob. Let's spawn a doob, y'all. So we'll do shape cube, and there's really nothing here to do except just, you know, something like that. Okay, now here's the thing. The ants have to be able to get up this thing. They have to be able to make the transition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and take this to the flat point, which I think is about -100, right? If I remember correctly, that seems coplanar to me. So 101. Now what's that going to do to me if I try to do a nice fly-in from the distance? That's going to jack me, right? So I mean, even from here it ain't going to run too great. Now what I could do instead, actually hell, I'll just keep it large, is I could do something like this, right? Now keep in mind that you shouldn't see most of this. To the point where I don't even care to fix this. It doesn't make two shits of a difference. So, well, I'm thinking I'm in max here. Alt G. So I could do something like that, you know? And then obviously I would need to pull this in to fix where, what is that, the Y? Ah shit, I ain't gonna start typing in that. Do something like this. And again, if you can't get off the blanket, even if you know, right here, as long as you're restricted right here, you can't see it, you know? And from way out here, I'll get a little bit of a glitchered, but it'll be much better. Much better. And I may even do something like, actually here, and let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go into rats. That's post-process materials. I'm trying to find a place where I have a whole bunch of materials, because I have this one called void. I thought I did. Okay, well let's just make one. I'll find this in the content browser. Show in folder view. Okay, so we're here. We'll just do one in here in my main statics materials, and I'll create a new material here, and I'll call this m_void. Now this is just me, I just call it that. But essentially what you need is one metallic, actually, to be honest with you, I don't need any of that shit if I just do unlit and just leave it. It'll just be black. So I could take these guys and come here and type void. So what I could do now is take this there and just kind of like move it down just a little bit, you know, so you don't see nothing in here, because without that, you saw that, right? You see the air down there. So this will just keep that solid black for me. Okay. So I mean, I could do a ground texture or dirt texture or something like that if I want to, but if I'm going to do something like that, to be honest with you, I may do a larger landscape. It doesn't need to be as detailed because I don't get close to it, so it can still be low res. It just won't be scaled down small. It'll just be larger with a different material on it. But for now, I'm just going to do this because really I just want to lay out the grass. So essentially, what we want to do is we want to come here, and it gives us a pretty definitive message of where to go from here. So let's follow the instructions. Alright, and I'll click on static mesh. So we'll add those in. Now our guy here needs a scale of roughly like 7 to 9. And this guy is roughly like, I don't know, it's like 1.5 to, oh, I gotta do the max first. 3. I was like, well, I thought I typed 7 before and it showed a 1. Yeah, you gotta do the max first. So like maybe 1.5 to 3 or something like that. Now we only want to paint on static meshes right now, and we don't want to paint on anything translucent. So I don't know what the density is gonna give me right now, so let's just paint it out, and that is probably too dense, I would say, since we've already got we've only got one line and we've only got about 100. So if I were to do this around here in a very dense pass, I'm allowing some of it to poke through the blanket. I know that that wouldn't happen, but so I'm not even at 1,000, and already, you know, but here's the thing, I can jump, and I can jump about this high. So we still have Houston problems here, but what I can do is now take down the density. Okay, now individually I have to do this. Well, actually, you know what? I'll show you guys a different thing. I just want to kind of lower the density. There might be a better way to do it. But right now I have half that density. I'm going to get a bigger brush. And I'm just going to put that as the next row. Okay, and then we'll take it down yet again, and a bigger brush. Okay, that's probably about all I'm going to go with at the most. That's very dense. I'm actually going to lessen it, but I'm going to do it a different way. We're going to use the reapply settings. This is actually cool. So what we're going to do is mess with things. For instance, like our scale here, we can say, maybe not even, we don't even necessarily want uniform, but what we'll do is we'll say a minimum of like 0.9 and a maximum of like 1.1. And what that'll do is I will go through and it will reapply scaling to everything way down to very small. But what it does is it takes everything to its original instance. Now here's a problem. This guy down here is getting a bunch of grass, right? So I'm actually going to temporarily delete it because it's so easy to put back. But normally I wouldn't do that. In fact, let me undo so I don't screw this up, and then I'll delete this lower layer for now. I don't need it yet. I will, but I definitely don't want to have any grass on it. Okay, so what I can do is, if you keep in mind, let's go back here. We're on the reapply. What I want to do is I want to start scaling everything up. Now here's the unfortunate thing. I thought that this was a percentage of what the current scale was, but clearly that's not the case, and that's balls. And I don't know what happened there, but so I think I have to do them individually. So this one was originally between 2 and 3, so I'm gonna say between like 3, I can't do that, 4, and then shift tap, I gotta go backwards there, and 3, and I'm actually gonna uncheck this one. I'm just gonna increase the size of those guys for now at the border. See, the idea is as the grass gets further away, it's gonna get larger. Now I'm actually thinking I'm gonna try something drastic here. Shit. Let's say 6, 5 times, or just its total. So you can see what we get. Is a largening in the distance. You see that? And I kind of want to taper this off. This is why I was hoping that this would be a percent. So I'll just pull that down a little bit. Pull that down a little bit. And we'll go on this inside ring, and we'll just step it. Okay, now let's work on the other one. This one was like 8, right? So let's just say a max of 10 and a min of 8. Let's see what that does. It's not very dramatic, so let's say a max of 15 and a min of 10. That's probably too big. Well, it's not too bad. There's no like fall off on any of these brushes either. And every time I go over it again and again and again, it's not getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's just kind of randomizing still between 10 and 15. So you end up with just basically the same thing over and over again. But from down here, it looks good. From up here, it looks pretty good too. I think I will probably fix these. Well, I think let me just get a feel for it. It looks pretty good out there. It's fairly dense. I can definitely lower the density and get away with it, which is good news. I really can't jump that high, so I don't know what I'm freaking out about. I guess the highest point would be jumping off the tip of that handle there, right? Which, can I make it? Yeah. Oh no, oh no. Let's try that again. Holy shit. That I didn't expect. These things get crazy when you get on them. Whoa, okay. I'm in the grass. I definitely cannot see through the grass. You know? Like, what if this was the game? You had to get through the grass. This is so much fun. So much fun. I'm having the time of my life. By the way, I am tapping forward. I'm not lagging. I'm just being stupid. Alright, let's see. Can we see up? Yeah. Actually, hang on. Am I going to be able to step up right here? Yeah. There's definitely going to be some spots where I can't, though, where I think I'll probably fall to my death. I also don't know how the nav is going to link right here. Right here, I'm assuming I just walk right out. Oh. Right here, can I walk right out? Yes, I can. I'm not going to do it. I ain't crazy. So I got a few spots that I may or not want to do like a blocking volume or something, so the ants just walk around them. All I got to do is put a simple blocking volume right here, and he'll just go right here instead, you know, which is much better transition. Now, keeping the bottom away is actually a good idea right now, because I can tell where this break is. This break is going to be in the collision, so I need to make sure that it's addressed and that the game doesn't break, right? Some of these things here can be fixed quite simply by just getting this selection brush and you know, just move it out. Just pick it. Look for the old thing, which also helps me without having to try to paint this in. Really get these things very lined up with the edge of the blanket here. So I am going to have to go through and do that. I just want to show you what I was going to do, but I'm not going to show me doing it all the way through. But, you know, for sanity's sake, right, or OCD's sake, let's make sure nothing passes through, but let's get them as close as we can, right? I may even need to dupe some areas. Now, the other idea that I had, and I'm not sure that this is a good idea or not, but was to kind of do something like this, where I sort of just continuously move a few things out of the way as I see them until I can make like a bit of like a passageway. The areas. And then maybe even specifically drive ants coming from this spot right here. You see what I'm saying? So like real slowly, like if an ant came through here, it's kind of a clearing, you know, in a way. And I could even, what happened to my mouse? Oh, it's over here. I could even do it in the other direction. Well, it's a little bit difficult doing it like this. But hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. I just keep clicking in this central spot and moving shit out of the way until I make like a trail, you know? Or deleting them if I want to be dumb about it. You know, deleting them can lead to holes in other areas, but in this case it might be the wise thing to do is just delete them. Remember, I had my density too high anyway. This is still example mode that I'm in. Eventually I will tweak it to fit my exact needs. Fortunately, when you're in this tool here, you know, if you miss, you don't end up clicking on an actor or something and deleting it. So I think now I can start moving them. But you know, this kind of thing, the only thing I don't like about this is this kind of thing can maybe expose the nature of what I'm doing out here, of the fact that I'm just covering it with black. So if I do something like this, I can't do the black thing anymore. I can't get away with that. So what I have to do is you know, create some kind of a nice material out here, essentially, like a nice dirt, you know, because grass comes out of like dirt, basically muddy brownish dirt, so something crumbly or whatnot. I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to like tessellate it and make it look crazy awesome, but I don't think definitely the black ain't gonna work in this kind of mode here. But the ants can come out. So actually, this is I keep losing my cursor. It goes into the other screen. I'm so not used to having two monitors. Oh, I can't pick that, remember? So I'm going to be on this tool, and I'll put one of the spawn points back here. And let me see if I can cheat hacksaw this. There is no actual collision on any of this grass, so I should be able to spawn him out here no problem. So he spawns there, and then if we look at our path thing, it ends there. So what I'll do is I'll take this nav mesh bounce and I'll make a dupe of it, and as far as I'm concerned, or know, or have always been aware, these work like this, where he won't try to path around out here, you know. He'll only walk straight in there, I think, unless it counts as a completely different nav mesh or something. I don't usually like scaling it, but it actually really doesn't matter. So let's see if we get some buddies. I might not have even moved the ant spawner. I hope that, or the ant spawn point, I hope that was what I grabbed. He's gonna be real hard to see here, isn't he? Oh, there they are. There they are. Here they come. Doo 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 doo. They actually show up better on the black than on that. It's easier to see. You guys can make this, right? You guys can do it. You guys can do it. The thing is, I don't think somebody's already gotten the cheese, you know, and all those guys are spawning over there getting the cheese. Come on, dude. You got this, son. You got this. You got it. Yes, you guys are my. I'm so proud. You don't understand. Daddy is so proud. You don't even understand. Come here. I'm gonna call you Becky. Where? Becky. Guys, we lost Becky. Moving on. Yeah, it worked fine. So I can do that. That's really cool. And what I can try to do is, you know, I'm gonna be on this. Oh, my mouse. Okay, my mouse is back. But it did give me a second to realize I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but that's okay. The idea of what I was gonna do was, you know, now basically what I'm saying is now I can tighten this up, right? I can start pulling bigger clusters to fill in the close areas right at the edge, you know, so it feels like. Now the other thing that I can do, if I can find one, I can't freaking find one. Of the little guys, here, let's just do this. Let me paint one or two here. Alright, just get one there. Okay, so the other thing I can do is maybe something a little bit more like this. and then sink it down. I might want to give myself a few. I actually would like to kind of go like this, and then do something like that. It's very close to the ground. What I may do too is I may lower these and have the ants walk on something invisible, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet. Because then I could take this kind of thing and just kind of dupe this down the line. But I would need more, the ability for more variation than this, essentially. It's not enough variation. And it would be kind of cool to have a transition. Let's see. How does it feel if I just kind of stuff this amongst it? I don't think this is going to really feel good at all. I do want to do something like this though, to make it so that the blanket does feel at least somewhat like present in the world, and not just the grass was like perfectly mowed around it, which is weird, right? So having some bent grass where the blanket is resting on it will help. Now the other thing that will help too is if I actually go through and say like do something like this around kind of like the whole border, but in doing this I am definitely screwing over the ants walking over here, right? I mean, that's a fact, but I might need to do this visually because I can stand that that happens. Now I got this dickwad lump. Oh, that's okay. But this definitely will help me, you know, in a situation like this, because now I can do something where I kind of go and then I could dupe that and bring it a little bit more up, and then like move it a little bit this way and move it even more up, and now I can start to, I think this works. Yeah, this doesn't work. They need to fix that. The local thing here, unless I'm picking the wrong area, unless it's here, but I don't think it is. So I kind of have to like make it straight, turn it, and then well, which way did you what? Hang on. Oh, gimbal lock. Yeah, I'm all gimbal locked. This is weird. Alright, so can I get you back up now? Which way did you go? Okay, that turns you that way. That turns you that way too. And that turns you that way. Did that go upside down? Fucking criminy. That's difficult. Alright, so something kind of like this, you know. Try our best to not pass blades through each other, but shit, I mean, at some point you gotta not freak out. See, this kind of transition right here doesn't feel too bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a few that are pretty flat. These real flat ones should probably be way under there now, so that it's just the tip. So it looks like, you know, there's grass way under there. You got just a little piece of, you know, tip poking through. Now I'd have to kind of do this like everywhere now, across the whole damn thing, you know, if I really want to be correct about it. I mean, I did this. This is kind of easier. Now here's the other idea. I could raise it up like this. This is the cheesiest way to do it, in my opinion, but it's effective. Like way ahead of the grass. The ants could still walk over this, and you wouldn't even see them anymore. But we give ourselves like a fairly high raised thing that you never see over, and we don't let the player go this far out. So if you're wondering, that is like invis wall time. Because from like right here, that doesn't look bad at all. There's no issue there. There's an issue here. From down on the ground, I can see it. Clear as shit right there. Got to fix that. All this stuff. But even raising up, because I put this closer here, you can just hide this stuff, you know, by doing that. I don't know if, like I said, that's the cheesy way of doing it. And then stuff like this where it's way too far, I do an individual fix. But I do believe that I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, because I still feel like my density is just massive here and I don't need that. So let's repair that real quick with the reapply. We'll have them both on. We won't do any scaling. This time we're just going to do a density adjustment. See, now this is a factor by which to adjust. I kind of wish that there was a factor of scale factor. I don't, maybe there is. No. Would be nice. Would be very nice. Because then we can still keep the fact that these are smaller than the ones out here. If I scale them all up or down, that should stay true, but that's not going to happen. If I do that, they're all going to go flat on the top. So that kind of poop. But let's go here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the density down to like 0.8. Okay, and I need a bigger brush. Actually a fairly large one. So what I want to do is just go kind of across here, and then I'll let that trail out like that so that I can kind of start fresh and hopefully not double up too much of the adjustment here. Okay, and then over time I can kind of just keep scrubbing away at the outer border. Now I may want to shrink my brush a little bit to get a little bit more layer control. So anywhere where it's just starting to feel just compacted for no reason, I might as well clear it out, you know, just by every time I click I'm taking that density down 0.8. Now if I want to put it back, I can, if I mess up. But way out here there's no need for a lot of them. In fact, it's just turns into a green blob in your eye anyway, so it doesn't help. Now I gotta be careful that I don't take out too much, but like I said, if I want to put some back, I can. Shrink it a little bit more. It's okay to leave a few cluster patches. It's actually a little bit more realistic that way. Skip a few spots, let it stay a little denser there. Maybe make up for it in another spot, make that a little bit more sparse. See, from down here there's like literally no difference. Can you tell anything that I've done? No, but now I'm from 4,000 down to 1,000. Now I still got 4,000 of these. So let's only work on this one. And let's just kind of hit everywhere, because is that even... Oh, this one's still doing its scaling. Interesting. I didn't know it did that. I thought because I had them both selected I was changing everything, but maybe I didn't have them both selected. So we have that off. Density adjust. 0.8. Okay, but in this case I don't want that one because I've already done that one. So 0.8 density adjust. By the way, if I keep going over the same spot without lifting the mouse, it just takes it down to 0.8. It won't keep breaking it. So I can kind of flood like that. Now it will take it to another 0.8, so keep bear in mind. Okay, those were the ones that were really filling it in, and those were the small meshes. So there was definitely way too many of those. So I may want to increase a little bit. the density of the... By the way, if I keep going over the same spot without lifting the mouse, it just takes it down to 0.8. It won't keep bear in mind. Okay, those were the ones that were really filling it in, and those were the small meshes. So there was definitely way too many of those. So I may want to increase a little bit the density of the more of the cluster mesh. And just pull this one down till I get about 1,000. So I'm just going to keep scrubbing areas, the densest thing I see every time I turn my camera, until I get to about 1,000 here. I'm just going to keep doing it. Now eventually it's going to look like I have like no grass out there. I want to be very specific about which grass I keep. Not to the individual level, but pretty dang specific. I'm trying to avoid hitting too much of the front layer here because I do know that I need that, and it's possible that I'm not going to get down to 1,000 because there's more than 1,000 in this front layer, and I'm just going to end up deleting everything out there, which I don't want to do that. But again, let's see. So still no difference whatsoever visually from down here. In fact, from up here it's a little bit more broken up, right? And yeah, I'm going to be pulling in the meshes here. Now the question is, just going to scale the placement of the meshes. Ah! Shit. Shit. Hey everyone. Shit. So, given that happened, these are not going to be black, they're going to be invisible. It's fine that they're black right now. It's okay. I'm not going to scale them, I'm not going to move them, I'm not going to do anything to them. They're going to stay like this. But the texture that I'm going to give them is going to be invisible. And I think I have one. Yeah, or not. I guess not. Let's make one. New material, M, invisible. Okay. Essentially, we need to take the blend mode to masked, and then we just throw one in opacity mask, and we actually make it unlit. Or you could just make it additive, that would be the same thing, but I think masked is actually cheaper. Additive counts as translucent, which I think is a little more expensive, so we'll go with masked. And this might make it so, I may not want to do this right now, but essentially that'll be what we'll see. Now I'll obviously need to cover it with something, and I'm thinking a low-res terrain with dirt on it, with no collision or anything on it, just to cover it. Now the question also remains, like I said, I'm not concerned about this, but I am going to undo that right now, just so I don't lose the ability to just simply click on them, and also quickly determine what's going on with where everything's lining up and all that shit. So I'll keep it like that. Alright, let's see, I'm at 40 minutes. I may want to end it here, but there is something else that I want to address, and that is, what are we going to do with the background? Now what I did in UDK was fairly cool, worked out okay, but I don't know if it's going to work here in UE4. I may actually have to use UDK to do it, but it's just a skybox image. It's a reflection captured actor unlit on a cube, and you're inside the cube. Typical skybox, but it's done with a cube and a cube capture actor. Seemed to get rid of any of the weird ass stretching. I tried the spherical one, but I couldn't figure out what kind of UV map was going to get it, so I didn't get that stupid ass pole up in the when you look straight up. The cube fixed it, so we're going to do that, and I might as well try it right now. Let's see, reflect. See, oh, there it is. Bam. That's what we need. We need a box reflection actor. But here's the thing, like, I don't want that here. So I'm going to do a quick save. And then I'm going to open up like the real map that I have. So let me pause and then I'll come back when that's open. Okay, here is the map. This is where I had the picnic basket originally. Here's the bees. They're not AI ready to come in. They are AI ready to attack players, but they don't well, it's not going to stream in because I didn't step outside as a player. So everything streams in this. Without a player, it's big bad problems on the main map here for now. So the idea was that the picnic, you know, was going to be, I mean, it would be cool to do it on the picnic table, but the fact is that I have to do some very specific behavior to get them to climb up this. I have to give them like paths or something. I wouldn't want to do that. So the idea is that you're just going to be like in the grass. I don't know if you're going to be in the front yard, which isn't completely unfinished right now, hasn't even been touched. The front of the house, as you can see, but the backyard's had some work done to it, and it's all, this is a landscape. You can see what I did for the ground texture here. Not happening, trust me, not happening. Not going to stay like that. It's actually going to change to dirt, and we're going to do more of like the grass like I've done on the picnic. It's going to just be better overall. I just got to get better meshes. Because yeah, this is gross. This is disgusting. I don't like it. The color actually is matches okay from distance. You almost lose the grass, but it's not the worst. From down on the ground, it doesn't look too bad when you're running around. Most people don't like go, oh god. But anyways, so yeah, I want to take a screeny, basically a 3D screeny of somewhere around here. And if I'm going to do it, there's a couple of things I got to get rid of. So I'll just hide them. And think about right here. Okay, let's... Yeah, I think it's actually okay to have a little bit of grass on the horizon, and it's definitely okay to have some blurring. Now the thing is my post-process, I may want to actually pull this blurring in, because keeping in mind that this is not how it's going to look for me, right? I'm not going to have this shit that's nice and close and occluding the shit in the background. This is a texture that I'm getting right now. So this is super high res, and it doesn't really match up greatly with the size of the grass that I have in there and shit. We're gonna get a really just horrible clash, I think. So I may want to pull in the blur to be very, very blurry, the whole thing. I might want to just blur the whole damn thing. So maybe I'll try that. Let's go to the post process. Okay, I have two of them. There's one for the swimming pool and there's one for the world. So you can see here's for the pool. So here's the one for the world. I'm just actually gonna copy and paste that. And how do I make this bigger? This is shitty. All right, so this one I'll rename PP. We'll call this reflection capture. Okay. And this original one, which was unbound and normal, is not going to be enabled anymore. This one will be our new one. Same thing, it's enabled, but it's unbound. And we can flip-flop them back and forth. I probably won't even save what I'm doing. So we just go here to the settings, to the depth of field, and basically pull that in. Focal region. What am I using? Gaussian? I don't want the far blur size to be too much. I want the, let's say 1 and 1. No. 3 and 3. There we go. Far transition region needed to come in. So now there should be no, it should just be all blurry for the most part. But I may want to actually up this. I may want to go even more. I wish that it wouldn't cover my cursor. I have so many I wishes, right? Like I'm so whiny. We get a pretty shitty thing on translucency. So, given that, I'm just going to hide that. Anyone else want to be looking ugly? Well, anyways, let's just move on. Okay. Textures. PBR. Make a new folder. I'm going to call this RTT. That's real-time texture. Okay, so we're going to create a new materials and textures render target. Okay, now we're going to call this RTT render target texture, and this is going to be backyard cube map. Okay, and so now what we can do is, I believe, box reflection. I'm looking for cube. That's not the options I was hoping for. Okay, oh well, how do I wait? There's no texture you can put that to? Box reflection capture. Actor used to capture the scene for reflection in a box shape. Well, where the hell is the thingy to hook up the texture? Am I doing something stupid? Of course, now I can't see anything because I blurred the fucking screen. Oh, is it way over here? Oh, that's not even the, that's for the mirror. Is this not here because this is on the wrong layer and because I'm on the wrong level? I have levels, by the way. No, I still don't see it. It's just affecting the screen space. That's all it's doing. It's not actually plugged into anything. It just affects the screen space resolution, reflection. So if I throw one of these things right here, it helps anything that's reflecting in the area, but how do I capture that reflection into a map? So I need to look this up because this was something that UE4 you could do real, UE3 UDK you could do real easy. Okay, well, looking it up, like, you gotta go get some other thing to do it. All these different tools, HDR Light Studio and AMD Cube Map Gen, which has reached the end of its life and no longer supported. It's available directly from download, but I don't get it. How in the hell is this external application gonna know I got all this shit going on? You know what I'm saying? It ain't. So yeah, this is Zipod signing off. Thanks for watching. I'm asked. I can't do anything about it. So So at least I can. What's going on here? Oh, post. What? What the fuck am I getting here? What is this? What the hell am I? Anybody know what this is? Actor can be. It's like I have a. That's a static mesh. That's a post-process volume. What the fuck? These cute little guys. You guys come from? I'm kind of flipped out. I don't know what that is that I'm seeing. I do know I want my freaking pool water back. Where is it? Oh, don't want them back. Oh, no, I don't want the apple pie back. Okay, well, hang on. Okay, well, I unhid the pool water and picked the post-process volume, and it's here. Why was it doing that weird actor thing? It was only showing this. It wasn't showing any of this. It was all gone. It wasn't seeing it as a post-process thing at all. That was crazy. Alright, so this one should be enabled. And that one should not. So that should look better already, I think. Correct blurring. Yeah. Not too much up close or nothing. None up close and then blurry in the distance. That's what I wanted. So, okay, I think, yeah, I can't do the capture. I can't do the background scene. The only way I could do that is in like UDK, which I'll never get the same lighting. I'll never get this lighting back. I can't believe we don't have that tool. I thought we had that. That's balls. Oh well. I have to think of something else. I'm gonna go ahead and shut down without messing up anything, by the way. I mean, the other concept is, if you look in my image, you can see that there's some meshes that I put in there. I did actually put the swing set, and I think the slide and the picnic bench are there, you know, in the a little bit in the distance. So I could do something like that. That wouldn't be too bad, I guess. I could even put the house in the distance, you know, way out there, and then a fence and some trees out there or something, some very low res trees. But the question is am I trying to say that this is in that backyard or not? I think I'm not. I'll be honest with everybody, I'm not. I just want it to be that you're in a patch of grass. I don't really try to factor in exactly where you are, because when you come out of this map and you go into the backyard, it's not going to be there. So if it was there, it would take up the whole damn backyard. The pool would be a little bit bigger than this basket, you know. So I have everything scaled up, so I have to do it this way. I think it's pretty fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. I don't know if anybody really wants to see me do any more to the map. I'm really just gonna go around, play some statics. I'll probably play with the lighting a little bit and get it going from there. I don't know if I kind of don't mind this lighting, but this, I guess, would be an afternoon picnic then, right? You know, people don't really have picnics in the morning that I know of. It'd be all cold and blanket be all wet, right? You sit down and then you get up and it like sticks to your pants, and then, you know, and then it's like, it's just, I mean, it would smell nice in the morning, you know, with the grass and everything, but yeah, there's just too much moisture going on. You can't enjoy a picnic like that. I mean, use your goddamn head.